It is time. Another adventure, a distant exploration. I am not bound to my home. I am only bound to the earth, to the grass and trees, to the breeze that blows through them all. As I gathered my gear, I set off on my adventure, determined to find something interesting out there in the wilds. My first stop was at a village, and after interacting with the locals for a little bit of time, I grew tired of how dull their existence must be, and went on my way. I continued on with my adventure, wandering the shorelines, coming across a ship wreckaged upon the beaches. Within its chests it held a map to far greater treasures than those that had sunk with the vessel. That treasure, I dug it free, but I did not like the way I had dug it free, so I dug around some more, making it look properly uncovered. As I returned to the land for my adventures, I wandered far enough to find a crevice with several spiraling caves below, and within one cave, I discovered a structure full of chambers with trials to complete. This structure was wonderful to discover. I cracked my way through the wall and went to battle zombies and silverfish within my first trial. They were no match for my skilled hand in combat, and so I moved forth to find a chamber filled with breeze and zombies again. While it was rather difficult, I did eventually find my way through it, and I found more silverfish as I continued to wander the trials. I then discovered another chamber of breeze, this time with bogged, where I discovered the value of dashing as I fought. And then a third one with zombies once again, no bogged this time. However, I found a fourth one, yet another chamber of breeze, with more bogged, and this is where I discovered truly how to dash fight. As I returned to the first chamber, I discovered a bog spawner that I had completely missed, and so I took it on, managing to defeat them with very few issues. I strolled around the chamber, looking for more spawners that had not activated, more trials to take on. I found none, but upon returning to the first chamber to begin looting, it seems I had taken a small amount too long, and so they re-began. It was not a hard fight, and so I continued forward, looting as I went. Upon entering a breeze chamber and looting its ominous vault, I found a heavy core capable of being turned into one of the greatest weapons in 1.21 Minecraft. Yeah, I'm dropping storyteller voice for a second as I just say, wild find. Wild find. After finishing that chamber, I decided it was sufficient enough to head home and explore the caves a mere jaunt away from the village. Within the birch forest, I found another chamber near home. I drank more of my ominous bottles, a fact I failed to mention before, and my first fight was within a leveled chamber filled with bones. It was quite hard, but being confined and using the cloud dash made things nice and easy. From there, I battled some slimes and found a chamber filled with snow. I did learn that you could get out of the powder simply by pressing against the wall, jumping and dashing. And from there, I found more chambers filled with skeletons. Breaking character again. Why are there 15? I went and counted 15 skeleton spawners in this trial chamber. Why are there so many? I mean, at least it's a nice thing to have bones. This one's breeze chamber was, as per usual, a little bit tougher, but this one was due to the types of enemies I was against, and these breezes would continue to jump across the arena, out of my range. Upon completion of this shrine, I continued to go around and loot using the ominous keys that came from these trials. And upon opening my first one within this chamber, I found the Creator Music Disc, aka the best music disc in the entire game. I will fight everyone on this. I will fight you on this. As I popped the music disc into a freshly made jukebox, I sat outside for a moment and absorbed the cozy vibe of sitting beneath the sun. I am quite content. And that's all for this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye! Okay, I know it is a little strange to have a whole bye section and like I've sent you all on your way and then to have a clip that follows immediately after that. I understand. It's kind of like probably the same problem I had with bloopers and everything. Anyways, I want to address a couple things before I fully close off this video. Number one, thank you so much for watching. It took so much time to do this one, and I enjoyed every single moment of making this video. The camera work was so much fun. These voice lines were surprisingly really fun to do, and I actually am doing them all in one sitting. It's not even been an hour. I am having so much fun. Now, with that being said, there's a couple things that are about to change for Minecraft Homebound. Don't worry, it's not big. It's just basic weapons, the mod by Kazota that I use for the quarterstaff that you see me utilizing throughout basically the entire video and which you have seen in a couple of previous episodes. That mod is being updated. With that update comes a whole new dynamic to the quarterstaff, which is allowing it to block instead of having extended range, which is really interesting because I was the one who suggested it and I think it's going to be really fun to use. Now, the issue is the mod is updating until 1.21.10, which means I'm going to lose out on a bunch of mods, not just, updating. But it was the only one that I really cared about, as well as like the food mod that I've been using. So the cloud dashing and the dash fighting that I brought up in this video, that's not going to be a thing anymore. But I am thinking of adding some mods like enderscapes and other things that add just a little bit more content. Purely because I don't have much I can really do outside of just finding some more mods. Now, this does have some bearing on what is going to happen in the next episode. I may have to cheat in a bunch of sand because the wet sand mod I use to make my beaches look, like that golden little flow, it's a beta mod, so it only is being worked on for a specific version and thus is not updated to 1.21.10 like the other mods that I'll be bringing with me. So I'm going to be leaving behind a couple mods and I'm just sorry. I just wanted to update everybody. I am sorry that I even had to make this, but I also wanted people to hear the music disc because again, it's the best one. I will fight you on this. Anyways, that is truly it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and consider subscribing if you did, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye!